The Las Vegas Raiders suffered their fourth consecutive loss, falling 33-16 to the Dallas Cowboys on November 17th at Allegiant Stadium as their struggles in the 2025 NFL season continue. Offense continues to be a significant issue for the Raiders, who have scored more than 20 points in only one of their last 4 games. Their lone touchdown against Dallas came late in the fourth quarter, as most of their drives stalled and yielded only field goals. Defensively, the Raiders were unable to contain the Cowboys either. A 21-point performance in the second quarter proved decisive, as Dallas scored 12 points in the other 3 quarters. Moreover, the one player on the Cowboys who was terrorizing the Raiders' defense was George Pickens. The Dallas star wideout recorded 9 receptions for 144 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. After the loss, Raiders head coach Pete Carroll didn't hold back that Pickens was a handful for their defense. "They have a really good offense and they do a nice job with it," Carroll told reporters post-game. "Obviously, Pickens was really a problem for us, and it wasn't just when he caught it. It was his after-catch work that was impressive. He was able to run through us like that. I'm just surprised we weren't able to stop him, because we knew he was a good player. We went in to defend him, rolled to him, covered him, doubled him a couple times, and he still came through. He had a heck of a night." Raiders' struggles this season have no end. Following the defeat to the Cowboys, Raiders standout Maxx Crosby addressed the ongoing challenges that have plagued the team throughout the season, contributing to their 2-8 record. "We just aren't good enough right now," Crosby told reporters. "You know what I mean? There are a lot of issues, and we've got to find ways to get better, find solutions instead of just doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We've got to find ways to improve, and it takes everybody. It's not about pointing a finger at anyone. I point at myself first. I look at myself to find ways to improve every day, and it's got to be everybody in the building. We've got to find solutions. That's it." The Raiders abandoned the run against the Cowboys. While the defense had its issues, some of it is due to their inability to stop Pickens. Their offense didn't even utilize one of their star players, Ashton Janney. When the Raiders picked Janney 6th overall in this year's NFL draft, many expected the rookie to play a bigger role than he's shown so far. After a puzzling approach to play calling throughout the game that limited Janney to 6 carries for just 7 yards, Ryan McFadden of ESPN didn't hold back in criticizing Las Vegas, while also trying to make sense of the team's strategy against Dallas. Ashton Janney's second carry of the night resulted in an 11-yard gain at the 13:29 mark of the second quarter, McFadden wrote. The rookie running back didn't receive another handoff until the start of the third quarter. Janney had 2 carries in the first half and finished with 6 attempts for 7 yards. The Raiders played from behind for the majority of the night, but their decision to abandon the run so early was questionable. That has been an issue for the majority of the season. At the same time, it might have been a sign of the Raiders' lack of confidence in their banged-up offensive line. November 17, 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Photo by Candace Ward/Getty Images. It's no secret by now that the Cowboys scored themselves a star when they landed George Pickens in a trade with the Steelers this offseason. Dallas sent out a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 late-round swap for Pickens, and the payoff for the offense has been enormous. Pickens now has 908 yards receiving in 10 games in Dallas, with a career-high 7 touchdowns. He was especially impressive on Monday night in Week 11 against the Raiders, a game that turned into a Cowboys blowout, a 33-16 win. Pickens caught 9 passes for 144 yards and a touchdown on the night, the third time he has cracked the 100-yard mark for Dallas this season. And of course, every time that Pickens puts forth a big game, it raises the question. The Steelers were willing to give him up because they did not want to pay him when he hits free agency next offseason, but will the Cowboys shell out to keep him on board? George Pickens looked like he wasn't an opera. Fortunately for Dallas, there is time to figure out the approach to Pickens and his future. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is ultimately the decider when it comes to his star receiver's future, and Jones's comments after Week 11 did catch some attention. He had unusually descriptive praise of Pickens. Pickens was, "I've never seen a performance like that," Jones said when asked about the play of Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. "It was poetic the way that he was making those moves out there, and doing it. It was like he was in an opera or something going on out there. a ballet. But I am proud for both them. They played really outstanding today. Cowboys teammates get credit. After the game, Pickens pointed to his Cowboys teammates for his performance. Just really credit to the guys, bro, he said. I can only do this as much as they can. You know what I mean? I am here with them every day. I feel like when we execute, those type of games can happen for me. So definitely shouts out to the guys. The Raiders' defense dropped off him enough times, Pickens said, to create room for him to make a move and run hard, creating yards after the catch. As far as me on my behalf, I would just say running the ball hard, Pickens said. That's one thing I was emphasizing tonight. After the catch, I knew they would be having little zone drops, a lot of zone drops, so definitely run after catch. George Pickens has multiple ways to stay with Cowboys. As it stands, Pickens will be with the Cowboys through the rest of the year, with 3 possible outcomes ahead, all of which would yield some positives for the team going forward. The Cowboys could, and most likely will, use the franchise tag on Pickens, paying him $28 million to stay on board next year. The Cowboys could give Pickens a long-term contract. That would be another outcome, but using the tag would allow them to keep Pickens for one more season at a relative bargain price. Or the Cowboys could simply let Pickens walk, which is not ideal given the way he is fit with the offense. But it would produce a compensatory draft pick, so the Cowboys would not lose him empty-handed. The final score of the Raiders' defeat to the Cowboys showed 33-16, but it was far less closer than that, as Las Vegas was thoroughly outplayed on both ends in its 4th straight loss of the season. And 4-time Pro Bowl selection Maxx Crosby didn't mince words about his team after the loss. We just aren't good enough right now, Crosby told reporters. You know what I mean? There are a lot of issues, and we've got to find ways to get better, find solutions instead of just doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We've got to find ways to improve, and it takes everybody. It's not about pointing a finger at anyone. I point at myself first. I look at myself to find ways to improve every day, and it's got to be everybody in the building. We've got to find solutions. That's it. One sequence in particular told the tale of the Raiders' Monday night struggles. After forcing the high-octane Cowboys' offense into a 3-and-out on its first possession, Las Vegas' defense landed a jab on the second possession, as Crosby sacked Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott and forced a fumble, giving the Raiders the ball inside the Cowboys' 20-yard line. Only, the Raiders' offense couldn't hold up its end of the bargain. Quarterback Geno Smith was sacked on the ensuing play, then 2 plays later, Smith missed wide receiver Trey Tucker for a potential touchdown in the end zone. The frustrating sequence was unfortunately a microcosm of the night for the Raiders. The offense, plagued by issues in the trenches, struggled to sustain drives and, despite 42 passing attempts, averaged just 4.5 yards per pass play. The defense, despite racing out of the gate, didn't have an answer for the Cowboys' passing attack, yielding 30-plus points for the 5th time this year. To Crosby, that's been an issue for the Raiders all season. Not executing. Not building momentum off of each phase of the game. So, what gives Crosby hope that the Raiders can fix things, even in what's amounting to a lost season? It's football, Crosby said. We have 17 opportunities. You train all year round to get 17 opportunities guaranteed. So, if anybody takes that for granted, shame on them. You show up every day, you gotta F. Go out there and produce and find solutions and look yourself in the mirror and get better. That's all you can do. No one feels bad for us. You got to win football games. And we're not doing that right now. We're not playing good football. So we've showed glimpses of being close, but this is the NFL. You either win or you lose. And we're not doing that right now at a high level. So for me, I'm going to continue leading, continue working my off at the highest level and try to get everybody in the same direction.